everyone. Hi out there in the 413. We're back for another week of SSO Homegrown. And this week we have with us the principal violist of the Springfield Symphony Orchestra, Mr. Ron Gorevic. Here's Ron with me. Hey, Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Fine. So let's just start with you and what's going on with you here in the lockdown time. What's happening in your life? Because of course you're not playing with the Springfield Symphony right now. No one is. So what's going on?
Well, I'm doing a hell of a lot of teaching via Zoom.
Right.
Remote teaching. I just finished all my colleges. I just wrapped up a few weeks ago, and I'm continuing to teach privately, and that's about it. And I'm planning on making a full-length video of all the Bach cello suites on the viola.
Oh, nice.
Around to it.
Oh, nice, nice. So is that like one of those bucket list projects you've always wanted to get to, and now you finally have the time?
Well, that's right. Well, I was scheduled to do a couple of performances at UMass and Smith, and unfortunately those got canceled. So right. I'm ready to play them, and at least I was ready to play them. Now I got to start practicing again. But I'm going to plan on videoing them all and putting them out somewhere. So that's my summer project.
Fantastic. That what could be a greater project than spending the summer with Bach? Although making recordings is certainly not the easiest thing in the world. It's really very different, isn't it? And just going and playing a performance, right?
Right, absolutely, very different. Yes, you start to analyze every little thing and think, oh no, that's not going to work. Oh, I should change that. I should do this. Right. So on and so forth. So.
Oh yes, oh yes. I haven't. I've done a little bit of piano playing for the interwebs since we've been in lockdown, and I've not recorded myself playing the piano since I was a junior in college, for Pete's sake, which has been a couple years ago. But it's very different. But speaking of college and going back to the beginnings of things, tell me, Ron, where are you from? I know, but the audience doesn't.
I see. Well, originally I'm from London, England.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up there. I went to college there for 4 years. And then I came to the States. I went to Eastman to continue studies. And I studied there for a couple of years. And then I joined the Toronto Symphony as a violinist.
Oh.
And that was my first full-time gig. I did freelance in London. I freelanced in the London Symphony Orchestra, mainly a little bit in the BBC Symphony and the Royal Philharmonic, but mainly in the London Symphony, which was a really, really cool experience.
No doubt, no doubt. And so that would have been in the era when those guys would rehearse one place in the morning, make a recording someplace else in the afternoon, and then go to another part of town and play a concert in the evening during those days?
Yes, absolutely. And
wow.
Andre Previn was the principal conductor.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Well, then maybe you're on some of my favorite recordings, because I love, there's so many great recordings from that era with the London Philharmonic and London Symphony and Andre Previn. It's really some great stuff out there.
Yeah. They used to kid that they were teaching him how to conduct.
Right. Now, tell me about. Oh no! I had a much better question for you. First, how long have you been playing in the Springfield Symphony?
I honestly can't remember. I believe it is since 91 or 92.
All right.
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. Wow.
Yeah.
What an impressive tenure. Well, let's get to the musical performance that you've made for us today. Tell us about what we're going to hear.
You're going to hear the first movement of Schubert's Arpeggione Sonata.
And what does Arpeggione mean for our non-Italian speaking listeners out there?
It was originally written for an instrument called the Arpeggione, somewhat of a cross between a cello and an old viol, I guess, with sympathetic strings underneath the fingerboard. It had a little bit of a guitar-like look to it, and it went out of fashion almost as quickly as it was invented. But Shubert nevertheless wrote a piece for it, which is now played primarily either on the cello or the viola.
Well, wonderful. Well, let's have a listen to that Arpeggione Sonata by Shubert. was a decisive end to that piece. Have you ever heard this Arpeggione, Ron? It's the instrument itself?
No, no, never. I've seen a picture of it. I have it on my music, a picture of it.
Okay.
It looks rather strange.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to do some Googling as soon as we're done here, because I want to know more about this Arpeggione, even though it only was an active participant in the music world for a few years. Listen, Ron, I want to thank you so much for sharing your art and your artistry with us today on SSO Homegrown, and we'll be seeing everybody next week. Have a good one. Bye.